All right, so I guess I started off.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, welcome to Show on the Go. It's your boy Roscoe Squeeze Off. We got a full cast today, so I don't even know who to go to. Rich, introduce yourself and we go from there. Men
Well,
first.
it's Rich Blackman, the infamous. But I'm gonna let the ladies introduce themselves, so y'all go for it.
Hello, everyone.
Lady
It's Kiki.
Savage.
Mimi's here too.
All
All
right.
right, so we got the full house. We're going to talk about the election results and just all what's going on with the election. And we're not a political show, but everybody in the world is talking about it, so we're just going to put our 2 cents in. Um, let's start since we ain't seen in a while. Let's start with Miss Needy Savage. What you got going on with this
I knew you were
election?
going to do that. I knew it. I'm excited. I'm excited and I'm hopeful. And I'm not really big into politics, but I am big into right and wrong and, justice. And just the vibe of the country, the energy. I felt like yesterday when they made that announcement, I was actually in a yoga class because I'm learning to become a certified yoga instructor. Plug for me.
Yay!
And, and our instructor stopped to announce, that Biden won officially. And I literally
In the
felt
middle of
like
yoga?
in the middle of our yoga class, we ain't playing. We ain't playing with that stupid. So, I immediately felt a like an emotional burden lifted off of me. I literally teared up like periodically throughout the day. Now, granted, I am a very emotional person naturally, but it was just hope. I feel hope now. And listening to their speeches, first of all, can I say that even though Biden is no Barack Obama, who is the best
Speech maker ever.
orator in the world, but it felt so good to be able to listen to someone who used more than great and incredible in their speech and didn't sound like they only had a fourth grade education. And the vice president, her speech was beautiful. And when my daughter got home from work, I made her listen to it. I was like, look at this. I got my Black Girl Magic t-shirt on today. I'm pumped. I'm hopeful and I'm ready. I'm ready for a change.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Miss TT, let's keep the ladies going.
Man, I must be super emotional because I cried all damn day, and I'm not really emotional either. But it was, my eyes was all puffy this morning. It was a lot. It was a lot, and just to get here this week with the craziness of waiting on these states and knowing about every single county in Arizona and Pennsylvania now, it was a lot. It was a lot, and like we said last week, we weren't sure we were going to make this, and it was close. So it was emotional. It was emotional, and the fact that see, I'm going to get emotional now. The fact that we ladies now have a seat at the table.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And not just ladies, but brown ladies. Brown ladies.
Brown ladies. Yes. We have a seat at the damn table now. A well-deserved, took forever seat at the table. And you can't stop us now. There's no stopping us now. We coming for you.
Nope.
I'm done. We have a seat.
Look, Rich, what you want to do? You want me to jump? Who you want to jump?
Well, I too myself was very emotional yesterday, and I said, no, I'm just kidding. But no, you know what? In all honesty, I felt like yesterday, like I think all of us, we were sitting down and we didn't think that we were going to make it. I didn't think that it was ever going to end. I thought we were going to be sitting at the table eating Thanksgiving dinner, watching still the same numbers, nothing moved. It was long and drawn, but when they announced it, I felt almost kind of like a burden lifted. You know what I mean? Because I feel like in the last 4 years that the world, I'm gonna say the world, not only United States, but the world was just under this whole big cloud. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had this, idiot out here saying dumb stuff and making dumb decisions and everything like that, and causing other people to react off of the things that he was saying, and it just left just a lot of uncomfortableness. You know what I mean, in the atmosphere.
Right.
And we definitely needed to change. We needed to get him out of there. And the funny part to me about the whole thing is, because Roscoe, you and I talked about this a couple years ago, where we were sure that he was going to get another term. And the crazy part about it is, a lot of your own people voted against you to get you out of there.
Right. He was an embarrassment.
It was.
He started to embarrass everyone.
It was. And if that doesn't say a lot for your character.
The thing is, guys, a lot didn't. That's my problem. If we wanted to really talk about it, a lot didn't. Almost 70 million people still are okay with his misogyny, his racism, his freaking ignorance, and his divisiveness. Yeah, they're okay with this. This doesn't affect them. So yeah, we won. There's so much work to do.
It is.
I feel as though we've been pushed back. We've been pushed back thanks to him. Mm-hmm. This sounds terrible. We were pushed back because of Barack, because they weren't ready. They couldn't handle it. We have Trump because of Barack. Thank the Lord for Barack, right? But we have this monster because of Barack.
Right.
And now we have so much more to do. So much more to do. Almost 70 million still said, yeah. We good with you.
Right.
It's true.
Well, here's the thing. It's a lot of people that got a lot of money, first of all. And if you're scared, they had this whole misconception that Biden's going to tax people with something terrible. They kept putting that message out. And so people that have money, you're afraid. You don't want your money. Mm-hmm. You don't want to lose more money. You could be a billionaire. You still don't want to pay a cent more in taxes than you have to. That's kind of the way it works. But I wasn't really emotional myself. I was glad because I'm ready for my politics to get back to politics. Not, guess what he said today? Or, shut up and dribble. Or these sons of bitches, better stand for the flag. Come on, man. I want my president to go back to just being presidential, if that makes sense to you.
Just being
president. What I'm saying?
I
don't want
not tweeting on Twitter.
Exactly. I don't watch reality television. I've never seen a reality show, but I have for the last 4 years.
You lived it.
I've lived a reality show. Every day he had to say something ridiculous. He talked about people. He called women fat and ugly. Rosie O'Donnell. Like, come on, man. Just whatever happened to being classy? And I just want to get back to that. I want to get back to being classy. The president doesn't really affect me one way or another. I mean, it does certain political things. I don't need the insurance. I don't, the taxes. I can pay whatever it is. I'm pretty decent in life. I just want a decency. I want to look at my youngest son, my 12-year-old, and say, you should aspire to be like that. And I saw a picture on Facebook today that was monumental to me. I don't know if you ladies saw it. It's a picture of Kamala Harris walking, and on the wall is a shadow of like a child. And I was like, wow.
It was a shadow of her.
That's the same way I felt when Obama won. Like,
amen.
Yeah. It's like, it makes you feel because you always, like they say how black people give their kids the talk about, dealing with police or what have you, just to feel as though, listen, you can be president one day. You can be vice president. You can be in the highest office. You don't just have to be.
Well, they told us that. They told us that. They told us that we could do anything, right? But they actually didn't believe it.
I didn't
believe it. Yeah, they didn't. Well, because what did you have to believe? We didn't see it.
Exactly.
Now we can see it. It's clear. It's clear. Little girls now, look, you really can do this. Little brown girls, you can do this. They told us forever, right, in school, that we had to be better than them. If they jumped 2 steps, we had to jump 4 steps, and that still didn't mean we were going to get the job done.
You weren't at first. You really weren't.
No. Well, we got you now, boo.
And one quick flip side to that coin. I can be the second gentleman in the future if I want to.
You sure can. Please don't forget it.
For real, because women have aspired to be the first lady. Michelle Obama said, it was a story about Michelle Obama talking about her and Barack walked into a restaurant. It ended up being her ex-boyfriend that owned that restaurant. And Barack said to her, wow, if you didn't meet me, if you had never broke up, you would have been the wife of a restaurant owner. She said, no, I wouldn't. I would have been the wife of the president. Like no matter, like she felt herself like, right. She was the backbone. She was gonna take somebody and drive them regardless. And I'm gonna drive me a female there.
Drive her there, boo.
I'm gonna drive her there because of my past record, I'm not allowed to become president of the state.
I'm just scared of all the stuff that's gonna come out. That's why I don't even try.
Right.
One too many skeletons. I can't even be like Alderman Davis or something from Good Times. I can't do none of that. So
I'm like, how they find that out, man?
Right.
I'm gonna be like, remember that day?
You didn't think that candle wax is too high, buddy? I'm sorry.
Something wrong with you.
Yeah, but it was definitely great. It's a lot of firsts. Female vice president of color, first gentleman was
second gentleman.
Second gentleman.
First second gentleman.
Second gentleman. Right. So I really think that it's going to be an amazing ride. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm not even gonna lie. The speech that Biden gave yesterday was great.
Best ever.
He did a really good job.
Best
I was
he did.
really proud of him.
He did. I wasn't expecting that, except for that one time that he went into
him.
To him. I thought he was about to start singing. I swear I thought he was about to pull up a rock.
I thought he was too. I was waiting like, what? We about to sing?
I tell you what, it's going to be funny because I'm really looking forward because first of all, that man gives more shout outs than I know. He's the only,
he was.
Only one I see walks into a room and points. I see you. I see you. That in itself is going to be funny to me just to watch the comic stuff.
Look, quick question for you guys, because I've still thought about this. I don't think anybody's thinking about this. What if Trump does some legal stuff, they recount some stuff, they throw some stuff out, and Trump comes around and wins?
That's a lot. It's too many. There's too many states already against him. So could he maybe figure out something in one state? Yeah, sure. But we got Wisconsin, Michigan, Arizona's coming, Nevada's coming, Georgia, Pennsylvania. You only got to get to 260. I want all 306, but we don't have to. Devil's advocate.
Right.
Do you know what this country would do? Because you saw people partying because this man was out of office. I don't think
it
it was
be
so
too,
much.
Right, and that's what it was going to say. It would be dangerous for him.
No, for everybody.
Threateningly dangerous, I believe.
Man, we might tear down the White House.
It's not going to be dangerous for him. It's dangerous for us.
Right. We're going to tear down our own neighborhoods. We're not going to tear down the White House. We're going to tear down our own neighborhoods if that happens. Yeah. We are going to flip. If that happened, I think that it would be the biggest flip because people were partying in the streets because somebody lost. I think it was more somebody lost than somebody won. Now, Kamala, yes, people were happy about that. People were happy that Trump was gone. You know what I mean? Like that's
guys, it's still not over in the sense that his people are not going to take this lightly. Nothing's going to get overturned, but
he could win.
He can't win.
No,
he can't win.
He can't win, but even when it's all said and done and Biden is still president, like Ms. T said, like his people are so, like I was afraid for my daughter to go to work yesterday. Like she works at Texas Roadhouse and it's nothing but Trump supporters that come in that restaurant every day. And I was like afraid for her to go to work yesterday because I was like, are these Trumpsters going to try to do something to my little brown baby? Like I was like, I don't know. But that would be crazy if that happened. Like and not even just in the US. I mean, there's so many countries around the world who were celebrating him being gone.
That's true. That is true.
It would just be I can't even imagine what would happen.
Listen, here's the problem, real quick. I think that we can't fathom him being able to win. And that's one thing. I heard Chris Rock say this once. To white people, sky's the limit. To black people, the limit's the sky. It's a different mentality. So we thinking, okay, there's no way he could win this. I truly believe in my heart that Trump thinks he's going to pull this off some kind of way. It might just be the narcissism. He thinks it can't possibly be this many people who would vote for Biden over me because he's narcissistic.
Right.
And he's done more for the blacks than anybody else. The blacks. He's done more than anybody else. The blacks. I feel like he's talking about animals or something. I done more for Cocker Spaniels, but same thing.
Right.
So I can just see, I'm just saying that he really believes he's going to win. And white people always believe limits to sky, where we kind of believe the sky is the limit. So we don't think there's no way he can win this. If somebody can do it, it's going to be a white person. He's going to say, listen, I'm going to make this happen. And he's going to do all type of legal mumbo jumbo. And before you know it, we be swindled out. And I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but I'm just going with a grain of salt.
Well,
I don't want to get too pumped up.
Energy out there, right? Let's not even put that energy out there, okay? We're going to recant that.
Well, the juju. Get rid of
all I know.
Right.
All I know is President Trump's going to pull a Jack Young for the next couple months. So.
Who is that?
Jack Young happens to be the mayor of Baltimore City.
She's not from Baltimore.
Who has been out of office for a while. He's lost since what? April? Was it or June? Like since June? And that's why Baltimore stays at 25% no matter what.
He has drugs.
Wait, so there's a new mayor or there is no mayor?
Well, there is a new mayor, but he won't take office until in December.
Oh.
But this guy knew he wasn't going to be the mayor since June when he got voted out in the primaries.
Okay.
But he still has to be the mayor for at least another 6 months.
But you got to give it a backstory, though. You got to give it a backstory. He was not the mayor. He was forced to be the mayor because the mayor
was Catherine Pugh.
Charged and was going to jail.
Right.
So
we have some issues with our last couple.
It was that woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Catherine Pugh.
Okay.
So he had to become the mayor, the fill-in mayor. So what happened then was he kept saying, I don't want to be the mayor. I don't want to be the mayor. I don't want to be the mayor. So then he ran to be the mayor, and he sucked so bad at everything he did that he didn't become the mayor. So then he got mad because nobody voted him to be the mayor that he didn't want to be. So now
now get into the city a little bit.
Is this a brother? Is this a brother or is this a white guy?
Oh yeah, yeah, brother. Yeah, brother. I'm gonna send you a copy of a signed copy of a Healthy Holly book, so you can get a little background.
Disclosure: we did not buy any of them.
Baltimore, don't do that. Don't do that. That's why those other DMVers talk so bad about Baltimore now.
We do that.
Baltimore is a great city. Baltimore is a great city.
Listen, Baltimore need to change their slogan to Baltimore. Yep.
No. Don't nobody talk bad about my city.
One thing I want to bring up is Trump was probably, I don't know how much he realized, he cost himself this election by two major things. One, he was the worst person possible that could have handled this coronavirus thing. I believe we probably could have saved at least 100,000 deaths if he just would have just manned up and said, put a mask on, people, instead of, now I haven't been going to Pennsylvania lately. My sister lives in Pennsylvania. The last few weeks I've been going there, do you know people there don't wear masks in like Walmarts? I see people walking around with no mask and they said they can't do anything about it. It's so ridiculous to me.
That's crazy.
And that's because of your boy though. If leadership from the top says you must have a mask on, it'd be different. But when he says, hey, well, there's some pros and cons to mask. That wishy-washy message was the worst thing I hated. Right. And then the other thing was he alienated cities. Like if you didn't vote for him, he always talked bad about Baltimore. He talked bad about Pennsylvania. You needed Arizona, but you talked bad about him. So now you don't get their vote and you mad? Come on now. Stop alienating people. You deserve what you got, honestly.
You just said he's a narcissist. He can't allow anyone to disagree or talk bad about him. As soon as you do that, you're clinging on my armor. I'm coming for you. That's his mentality. He's a narcissist who's what? He's probably
the 10th degree.
He's like 7 years old. He's a 7-year-old narcissist. And I can tell you, last night the White House was probably tore up. There's holes in the wall. There's glass shattered. That man, man-child lost his damn mind last night.
Video will be coming
I'm
soon.
sure he did. Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Video
Guaranteed.
will be coming soon.
He's
So
a
Probably
perpetual
punched a couple
child.
people.
now back to one thing though is one of the best things ever is Carmella though. Just the fact it doesn't even matter the difference who it is. Just any woman of color and any woman that's a woman, just doing this is amazing, man. It just sets the bar so high now. You always feel like you have limitations on you. There really is none now. Anything's possible.
They still exist. They still
I
It
mean,
still exists.
it's
Okay.
going to be a lot, but she has laid the groundwork. And like she said, she may be the first, but she's not going to be the last. I mean, I cheered through her speech like I was watching a football game or something. Like I was cheering. First of all, she walked in to Mary J. Blige. Can we touch on that? I was just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
She had on her all white. I mean, it was just
Like a white party.
It was amazing. It was amazing. And she's gonna lay the groundwork. And I think it's gonna open, like where I work, it's needed. I'm like have a higher position where I work, but there's only maybe like 3 of us in my whole establishment. And it is very top heavy of old white male. And so now seeing like in the
It
highest
helps.
of high, a different view, maybe eventually I won't be the only brown person in my whole department, in my whole building, except for when the facilities people come in. Like it's crazy, but hopefully this will lay the groundwork,
And it all
it's
helps.
so
You're right.
unbalanced,
Optics.
but it helps. Yeah.
Optics helps. You're absolutely right. People start to get used to seeing people of color in important positions, and it's not such an oddity to say, let me hire the best person for the job, and not just, the what's it called, the network, the good old boys network.
Right. Right.
So true.
Absolutely
Rich,
true.
you
Listen,
awful
did you see
quiet, Rich.
Did you see SNL when they did
with Dave
SNL did
Chappelle?
when they just said I want to play this song and she played like some trap music. They went to
I
the
didn't
nth
finish.
degree.
I gotta go finish watching. I fell asleep. It was on so late.
Oh man, yeah, it was. Yeah, I watched it this morning.
Oh, okay. Well,
Amazing.
you woke up at 6 a.m. So yeah.
No, that dude wakes up
You
at 4.
quiet.
He goes to
What?
sleep at 2 and wakes up at 4.
Yeah, he
That's
has,
what I do.
he has so many issues, and he wonders why he's not tech savvy. Your brain needs sleep, man.
Right.
No. See,
Right.
Do you know my therapist actually told me this? There are certain people who don't really need sleep. Do you know Michael Jordan is known for never sleeping? Michael Jordan, the basketball. They said when he went to the Dream Team Olympics, whatever, like they said he played cards all night, golf all the time, played basketball. All the players were like, I don't know if this guy sleeps or when he sleeps. They never saw him sleep.
You know
Well,
what?
you're that rich and
That
paranoid.
is true, though. I mean, they say that the average male only needs 4 hours of sleep anyway. Women need
That's
more
why we
sleep
die
than that.
before our female
Probably because our
counterparts.
brains are bigger. Our brains are bigger, so we need more time to restore them, to hold in everything. But
I know one thing. Donald Trump only sleeps about 2 hours, 4 hours a night.
right.
Maybe you want to get
Yeah.
some more sleep.
Man.
Just a thought.
Listen, no, it's a difference. I don't tweet.
Oh.
The tweeting is what really makes him, deficient.
Oh, okay. I think he was deficient before tweets ever came around.
Right. Right. Before Twitter. Twitter just let everybody else know that he was deficient.
So hold on, what do you do now? What do you, we've been so divisive for so long for the last 4 years. Even into the Obama, the people that just didn't like a black man in office. Is there any healing going to be done now? Are you still going to be unfollowing people because they made a tweet about Trump?
I think it's going to take a long time. The divisiveness in the world, and not even just in the United States, but in the world, is something that I don't think is going to be changed in 4 years. It's not going to be changed by one person, or one event. It's a thing that has been so ingrained, and passed down through generations. And it started, when people started labeling people based on their color, not just Black people, but any other culture that has a difference in color and complexion. And once they did that, once they had to, call people, oh, you're a Caucasian and you're, Black or African American. I mean, until we can find a way to get past that or even get rid of that label, like it's going to be more than just, this divisive person is not the president. It just,
it's even been Democrat Republican.
What it will take to do that.
It's even been Democrat Republican, where they've been like, that's a Democrat, that's a Republican. I'm not dealing with them.
It's just labels. It's just labels.
It's just labels. Yeah.
Labels.
But labels mean so much. I mean, that's why this young generation is so anti-label, and shout out to them too, because they were really a key factor in this election. Because as much as, I feel like that social media and the internet has done a lot of negative things for this young generation, as far as like mental health issues and stuff like that, but it has also been able to expose them to so much more than we were exposed to, so that they can feel more passionate about things and make a more informed decision. And then, be able to say, like, they have already seen this. They've already seen the damage that labels do, and that's why we have, like, this broad spectrum of, now we have he, she, them, and all this, because they've been keen to this, like, from birth. I feel like as soon as they picked up their first smartphone, they realized that this is the problem,
First smartphone.
Right. I mean, for them, yeah, the first smartphone. My daughter's 16, and she comes running in the room the other day, and she was like, oh my gosh, Mom, look at this phone. Did you have this phone when you were little? And it was like one of those remember the clear phones that you could see all the wires and stuff, and it lit up when it rang? And she was like, this is so cool. And I was like, yeah, I mean, do you know that they are like selling on eBay and stuff for like $200? I was like, where was my $10 phone? I should have kept that thing.
Wow.
See, this is where I specialize. This is why everything I buy is old already, because it's just vintage. You see, it always comes back. Everything that I own is vintage.
Sir, that 85-inch TV of yours ain't vintage.
Well, couple upgrades, but
oh,
listen,
okay.
You need to get a projection television.
Right.
I actually have one of those.
Oh goodness!
I don't think we're surprised.
Exactly. Well, listen. Let's do closing statements, man. I mean, I think we hit it on the head right now. We all happy about what happened, and still got a lot of healing to do, and there's still a lot of label issues. Let's reverse order it. Let's start with you, Rich. What you got?
I'm gonna say this, man. This is going to be a very interesting ride for this next 4 years. I'm glad it happened. I think that it's not necessarily the who we wanted in a sense, but it's who we needed. So I'm here to support our president, and I'm just really interested to see how the next 4 years go. I want to see how it's going to be received, but I'm gonna support my president.
That's what's up. Since we're going reverse order, I guess I go next. I'm glad for what I saw. I just, like I said, most important thing to me, I want politics to go back to being normal politics. I'm tired of the animal show, the divisiveness, the attacking on people all the time. I'm glad that's going to be gone. Hopefully that's going to be gone. Now, one of the most important things I'm taking out of this is Joe Biden is about to be 78 years old. And he looks in good shape. I mean, he jogged out to his press conference yesterday.
Sure did.
Appears to be healthy, good as ever. But at 78, we all know nothing ain't promised. Just to think about this. if anything happens to him, we're going to have an
A
Afro-American
black
black
female
woman
president.
running the
Woo.
country. What that would do now, listen, nothing happened to Joe. It's still great where she's at now. But just think, the number 2 in command. Tell your daughters that one. Tell your
Right.
daughters that one. So let's go on, Miss TT. I guess you hit it next.
You said it all for me. That's all I needed to know. The next person in charge, the second in command, Joe. We don't want you to go nowhere, but
Right,
reality is reality. And guess what? Even if it doesn't happen, he doesn't want another term. So
right.
4 years from now, Hillary wasn't able to quite get us here. 4 years from now, will it be his sister? Because the sisters
Right.
ran this election. We got Stacey Abrams, who was a killer.
Right.
Lance Bottoms was out there. Cori Bush. I mean, the women, Black women, have supported this country for so long. We have carried it on our back.
Since Aunt Jemima.
Yep.
Carried it. We've carried
You know
y'all the whole time.
Yeah.
But now it is our time. That's all I know. It's our time.
Yes.
I can see me in the White House. I can tell my niece, this is all real. Can be yours now.
Right. 100%.
I'm good now. I'm a little scared that we still are on the cusp of a civil war. I can't deny that I'm a little frightful and thankful to live in Maryland, but he still got 18% of the vote in Maryland. So, whoa.
Right.
Right.
But we here. We have our seat. We have our seat.
Miss Savage, what you got there? Closed it out.
It's not really much left to say. Like, I agree with what everyone said. And even, I'm even proud of Biden at 78 because there's a lot of ageism still in America too. And he's showing people that, it's okay. Like, I can do this. I got this. And I'm proud of him for that as well. But I'm just, like I said in the beginning, I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. I'm glad that negative energy is out of there, well, almost out of there, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for the future because there needed to be a change, and I was tired of being embarrassed to be American. I travel a lot, and everywhere they would be like, "Oh, that Trump and y'all in America," and it was so embarrassing, and hopefully that's the end of that whole era.
Amen.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And you know something? I just want to add one last thing. I want to thank Biden because Biden didn't run after Obama went out of office. He said he didn't want to run. He didn't want to be president. I like the fact that he said he felt like he had no choice because of this president that we had, but to come back to make sure that he didn't win. And I applaud him for that. 78 years old, he didn't have to come back. He came back to make sure we had somebody strong enough to beat him. Because without him, we may have very well lost. And
I agree.
We would have.
Yeah.
Nobody else was going to be able to do it. I knew it from day one. Having 17 people out there, it didn't matter. Not one of them. A Black woman wasn't going to do it. An Asian man, a gay man, none of those men, because we needed someone that we trusted already. It sucks.
Right.
But we had to say we trusted an old white man again. That sucks.
Hey.
But we needed somebody who's done it for 40 years, no matter what you think about him. He's been there 40 years. He's been scandalous until these coons came around. Nobody else could beat him. I hated it. I hated to say it. And I like Biden. I ain't got no issues with Biden.
Don't hold back, Miss TT. Don't hold back.
Me? Don't let them come for me because they're going to come for me the way I talk. I'll be the first one. They're going to be like, well, the first brown lady in Maryland is gone.
Right.
Have you seen that show on the Gold thing? They're talking real greasy about me.
And they said she's in Rockville. We gonna find her.
Right.
You ain't
Gonna be
far.
in his next tweet.
Right. She right up the road. Stand up and stand by and stand whatever. They coming.
Right.
Listen, last thing, I know we said it's over already. I just got one question since you just said that. I meant to bring, I need to start writing down notes. do you think it's going to be any vitriol, any repercussions because of the people that were standing back and waiting? Do you think any of that's going to come out anywhere?
I just told you we still on the cusp of
Civil
a
war?
possible civil war.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they're not
It's-
going to take this lightly.
You know.
It's gonna
Especially
come
since
out.
he already created the narrative. He's been telling them for months, they're going to try to steal it from me. These mail-in ballots are no good, because he already knew who mails in ballots. Democrats.
He set the table.
So let's put an end to that. So he set the narrative for them to be pissed off right now. He already
Bill
got
Maher
them
said it
riled up.
Bill Maher said it 3 years ago. Me and Rich talk about that all the time. Bill Maher said it 3 years ago. He is not going to leave graciously. I just watched the old
No.
video of George H. Bush leaving, and that was such a gracious speech, saying about moving on and helping the next people come into office and transfer power.
Right.
We are not
Mhm.
going to get that. We
Oh,
are
no.
not going to get
Mhm.
that.
In
Bad.
fact, he's going to do something even stupider in the next 2 months.
He may
Yeah.
trash the house. He may trash
Oh,
the house.
He trashed the
gonna throw a
house
frat-
yesterday.
He going to throw a frat party. They going to be in there dancing and jump around.
And
And
he
he's
up.
got time to
And he
he's got time to mess up more stuff.
And he up.
Crazy.
You're absolutely right.
Crazy.
All right. Well, listen, great show as always. Glad to have. I feel like we just formed like Voltron. That was beautiful. Once again, I'm your boy Roscoe Squeeze Off. Everybody
Rich
sound off their
Blackman.
own name. Rich Blackman, Miss
Needy
Needy.
Sign it
Savage.
out.
Miss TT. Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.
Adios. Oh, let me figure out how to stop this.
Okay, because I'm waving. I thought I was gonna be gone by now. My arms are literally tired. My arms are tired.